Only one who knew you'd be gone from the house for some time?
Must have been the only one.
All right, Mr. Snyder, we'll be back to see you later on. Here's our card. We'll see if we can't do something to help you out.
Smith, Friday, burglar detail. All right, thank you, boy. Ruth will show you to the door.
Yes, Grandpa.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye.
Oh, say there.
Yes, sir?
I guess you understand. I'd like to apologize anyway. I just couldn't do it.
What's that, sir?
Offer you a chair.
"10:30 a.m. Frank and I called the Salvation Army and told them of Snyder's situation. Then we went down the street to the store at the corner of College Avenue and Everett Way. The sign on the window said Mrs. Merton's Birdland. Manager, Agnes Merton. We tried the door. It was locked. A penciled note taped on the glass read, "Be back at 1 p.m. We went back up College Avenue and started ringing doorbells. Some of the residents in the block didn't even know the Snyders. Of those that did, only 2 had noticed any activity at the house during the 3 weeks Mr. Snyder and his granddaughter had been away. They told us that they'd seen a moving van parked in front of the house about a week before. They also saw men moving furniture from the house into the van. Neither of the 2 could describe the vehicle or remember its license number. 12:45 p.m. We had a cup of coffee and a hamburger, and then we headed back for Mrs. Merton's bird shop.
Now, you be quiet, Blackie. Always making so much noise. No, don't you sass me. You just eat your food and be quiet. Can I help you, gentlemen?
Yes, ma'am. We're police officers. We'd like to ask you a few questions.
Something about the birds?
No, ma'am, about one of your neighbors.
Oh?
The Snyders. They live just up the street from you.
Oh, yes, the old couple. Poor Mrs. Snyder passed away, you know, a few weeks ago.
Yes, ma'am, we know.
Now, you be quiet, Mary. You heard what I told Blackie. Just eat your food and be quiet.
I guess you knew the Snyders have been away for the last few weeks.
Yes, I did, but they're back. I saw Ruthie pass the window this morning.
Have you noticed any activity around the Snyders' house since they've been gone?
Why, yes, I did.
Just what did you notice, Mrs. Merton?
Well, it was 7 or 8 days ago, I think. Some moving trucks stopped in front of their place, and 2 men started moving out the Snyder's furniture.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was a little strange because Ruthie hadn't told me anything about moving. In fact, she said definitely she and her grandpa were coming back after poor Mrs. Snyder's funeral in Indiana.
Well, did you investigate it all, ma'am?
Excuse me. Now, who was that? You, Fred. Yes, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You can see I'm busy. Now, another outburst like that out of you and all 4 of you. Fred, Blackie, Ed and Mary Coleman, I'll take care of you. You little rascals. Where was I now?
You saw the moving van in front of the Snyders.
Oh, yes. And I went up to the moving men and asked them if the Snyders were going back to Indiana. Well, of course, they didn't know anything about it.
Well, did you inquire at the Snyders' house, ma'am?
Well, no, it so happens I didn't. I was on my way to one of the big aviaries in the valley, and I just didn't have time to stop.
How about the moving van? Did you happen to notice the license?
I don't remember the numbers.
Any identifying marks about the truck that you might remember? Maybe a sign on the side?
Yes. The side of the truck was painted white, and there was large blue lettering on it. Van and storage, it said. I remember that much.
Is that all?
Well, yes. As I said, I was in a hurry. I had to pick up 3 very sick canaries out in the valley.
Is there anything else you can remember? Anything at all?
No, I'm afraid not.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Merton. Here's our card if you happen to come across any further information.
Yes, all right. I'll have to go see the Snyders. Perhaps I can help.
Well, thank you very much, ma'am. Goodbye.
Yes, goodbye. Now, Fred, you be quiet this minute. You hear me? You too, Blackie.
Not much help in there.
Not much. Gave me an idea, though.
Yeah, what's that?
The wedding present for the Anguses.
Huh?
Maybe 2 lovebirds in a nice cage. You suppose she'd sell Fred and Blackie?
5 p.m. Reports had come in from 2 more burglary victims. That night, Frank and I drove out and interviewed them. The circumstances of the theft and the M.O. of the criminals matched identically with the Snyder case. Both of the families victimized had gone off on vacations and neglected to notify either the neighbors or the patrolmen in their area. Both had allowed newspapers to collect on their doorsteps in their absence and otherwise left signs that their homes were vacant. In both cases, the thieves had forced an entrance through a back door or a window, stripped the house of every last piece of furniture, and either hauled it away themselves or hired someone to do it for them. Again, the neighbors saw the moving vans, but none of them were able to definitely identify the vehicles or their license numbers. 8:45 p.m. Before we went home, Frank and I checked back in at the office. One of the others assigned to the case, Jim Angus, wasn't having any more luck than we were.
I guess we're going to have to try harder, that's all.
Done about everything we can so far.
We started checking the movers around town, the transfer companies.
Leighton Prince come up with anything yet?
No luck.
Hope we get this thing washed up before my wedding. Just hate to get called back for my honeymoon.
Yeah.
It's one of the lousiest rackets we've had since I came on this detail. Whole house full of furniture, everything a family owns.
How about an outlet for all the stuff that's been stolen? The thieves can't be sitting on it.
Pawn shop and second-hand details have been alerted.
They're checking regular outlets, auction houses, second-hand places. Nothing yet.
What about some kind of preventive idea? At least slow them down.
Well, a good dose of publicity on the thing might help. If only people wouldn't keep it a secret when they're going away. The neighbors aren't alerted. That's why a lot of them didn't think much of it when they saw the moving vans parked at those houses.
The drawn blinds and the papers on the doorsteps didn't help much either. It's an open invitation.
Maybe we ought to see what we can do on the publicity end. We've had one campaign on this already. Burglary, Angus. Yeah? Uh-huh. Well, what's the address? Okay, I got it. Thanks. Another one.
Huh?
63R just called it in. Family back from vacation. Furniture all gone. Here's the address.
Thanks.
Guess we better get on it right away, huh?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can get more help on this tomorrow. Reynolds and Medina will be free. Maybe the captain can spare them.
Yeah, good idea.
Check you later, huh, Jim?
Right, see ya.
Sergeant Friday, you remember me, don't you? Mrs. Merton?
Oh, sure, the bird store. How are you?
Oh, I guess everything will be all right now.
How's that?
I saw it today on Olive Street.
What's that?
The moving truck that came to the Snyders. That's the license number.
Tuesday, August 11th, 10 p.m. The license number, which Mrs. Merton had given us, was checked through DMV. We found that the truck was registered in the name of a local second-hand furniture dealer by the name of Ben Wennett. We checked his name with the police commission and then with the I Bureau. He had a good reputation.